that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
Enzo, so is it release? Is it a hoax? What is it?
100% a Democrat hoax. The Democrat hoax that the Democrats think Donald Trump is implicated in any form or any fashion. When you've had Brad Edwards, the victim's lawyer, state that he wasn't. You've had Virginia Robertson Guthrie in her testimony in the Maxwell versus USA case stated he's not implicated in anything. You had NBC today with multiple people on that were survivors stating that Donald Trump was not implicated in anything. You have Donald Trump himself stating that he was implicated in anything, and you have Ghislaine Maxwell. Take two out of there, you still got three other sources that says Donald Trump's not implicated in anything. But here's the thing. This is what I have a problem with, and I've been saying this from the beginning. The files are going to come out. Donald Trump's name is not going to be in there, and everyone's still going to be bitching. Oh, these are fake files. His name's not in there. We don't really care about the victims. We don't really care about anything. We just want to see Donald Trump's name in there. And it's pissing me off now because Congress is playing the role of the judicial branch and trying to get things released and not doing their job of passing legislation. Where's the border bill? Where's the something for the economy? Where's the fix to homelessness? This is both sides of the fence. I'm calling out Democrats and Republicans because, I mean, there's an infighting within the Republican Party right now because they don't know who they're going to pick in 28 because one side wants MAGA, one side doesn't want MAGA, so they're all going to fucking fight and figure out what the hell's going on in 28. But that's a whole nother issue. Why are they playing the courts? Give this over to the courts. Prosecute the people that we know of. Let's start at the beginning because I guarantee you're going to find somebody that's actually implicated that's going to want to cut a deal. And if Donald Trump's name is in there, they'll try to throw him under the bus to save their necks. Give it to the courts. Let them investigate it the same way that you guys investigated Donald Trump without any justification from 2020 to 2024. So what's the problem now? Let's start. Bill Clinton's the biggest one. Start there.
Well, y'all basically keep talking about Democrats, so let's see what Democrats actually have to say.
Going on here today is the Republicans are terrified, and I think we all know why, and that is because the president doesn't want to release all the files. I mean, after promising that he would release them during the campaign, then he issued, that was in 2024, and then 2025 he says it's all a big hoax. It's perpetrated by Democrats and some stupid Republicans. That's his quote verbatim. So when you say all Republicans want this stuff released, I don't think that guy does.
That's right.
And what you're telling us that you're going to release some of the files tonight, if I heard Mr. Garcia correctly, 97% of which is already out in public. So we get 3% that's new. I don't know what it's going to say. But I just don't understand what the big deal is. Why can't the administration just release the files? You can do the investigation, but just release all the files. Trump and the people he put in charge of the FBI and the DOJ promised that they would. And it's just kind of strange that they haven't done so yet. I mean, don't you think? I mean, we just want to know, what are they trying to hide? Why is this such a difficult thing for them to do?
Mill, what's the big deal? Why are Republicans saying that it's been released when it's the exact thing that was released before? It's still stuff that hasn't been released. What's the problem?
I mean, honestly, the problem is everybody's complicit. Everybody has their hands in the cookie jar. Nobody wants to get caught. I mean, in order to be a politician in Washington, you have to be in the filth. And they're all filthy. Nobody wants it released. I can guarantee you right now there are Democrats calling Republicans saying, hey, we're not going to release this. I'm sure there's been shady backdoor deals done saying, hey, we're not going to release this. There's no point. I mean, we're never going to get the full scope of what happened on Epstein's Island, the entire catalog of what they found, any sort of relationship he may have had with the Israeli government, because it implicates too many people. Over 85% of our elected politicians are in Apex pocket. I mean, we're never going to get anything.
And people keep saying Democrats, 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 but it's a Republican that's forcing the vote on this. It's actually Massey, and this is what he said.
This issue is going away over August. I think that was the admonition of our speaker in there, was just sort of stick your head in the sand. Let the administration maybe dissipate this by dribbling some stuff out. I mean, I'm heavily paraphrasing, but I think that's his strategy, and I don't think it's going to work. I mean, people have wanted these files for years, and then, you know, the president's staff, administration, his own children, his vice president have promised that these files would come out, and now we're being told it's a hoax. It doesn't wash, and whether it's Republican, Democrat, or Independent, across all those categories, it's only like 5 or 6% who don't want the files out.
Do you think the president's at risk of losing his base over this issue?
Well, you don't lose your base over one single thing, but he's eroding his base. More importantly, if we don't take the right side of this issue, it's going to cost us votes in the midterms. People are becoming despondent, they're apathetic. Why would they go vote? If they gave us the House, the Senate, and the White House, and the transparency and justice they were promised doesn't happen, why should they vote in the midterms? And I think it could be a real problem for us. That's why it would behoove the Speaker to bring this to the floor. It would be in the best interest of this institution. Just vote this out, give it to the Senate, and let them do their thing.
Do you think the president is losing trust with members like you who want more transparency?
I wouldn't say he's lost trust. I'm sort of in I would say, a different category. The president's consultants have spent $1.8 million against me, and I got a new tweet last night, or a Truth Social last night, and clearly that was because I've done this Epstein file. Like, dogs don't bark at parked cars, right? This bill is moving. This is coming to a vote. We've got enough Republican co-sponsors of the bill, twice as many as we need right now, such that when they sign it, and every Democrat signs this, we're going to force a vote on it. It's not going away.
Slim, this is a Republican said it's not going away, and that he wants it, and he's doing this also with other Republicans, and he's saying that this is going to affect them getting votes if this isn't worked out. So you said you're always going to stay with the Republican Party. You don't feel like this Epstein list is a problem and hurting the Republican Party?
Who was that guy?
Massey. He's a senator in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah? I want to see another video on him because he looks suspect. He looked like one of them rhinos. But that's the videos y'all like to plug up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, again, the files have been released. What's on the files is what nobody's talking about. What about the names that are on the files? The problem is you guys are going through 30,000 pages and just mad because the name that y'all want to be on the files is not on there. So the names that's on the file, y'all just want to overlook those names and then get mad when we say it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats that we hear names that's on the files. But nobody's talking about this. I don't understand that part.
If I know about something, I'm complicit in it too, right? I just think it's mind-boggling though that there's around 3,000 billionaires, right? Everybody know what everybody do. You sleep with the same women. You're part of the same fraternities. You go to the same colleges. You are part of the same club. So even if I ain't there, I know what it is. But it is very mind-boggling that to not even consider that. Damn, as much as I like somebody, this is bigger than me. Y'all are all the same. To not even to like pick one superhero and be like, nah, not him. Not him. It's a system. It is a system. It's bigger than Epstein. It's an entire system. It doesn't matter if you lock these people up. The next generation of people are going to adhere to a built-in system that is very ancient. This shit is from Greece. This shit is from Rome. This shit is from ancient Babylon. They have been doing this to underage people for thousands of years. It does not matter who the president is, but to not consider, because that's my partner. Oh no, not him. Yo, it's only 3,000 billionaires. That's a high school. You can't get here just off meritocracy. You have to be let in here. So to not consider that, even if I ain't on that, I know what everybody do. We all know each other's business, man.
Right. And it would make a lot of sense if Trump wasn't trying to stop it so bad, and I let this guy explain it.
It's absolutely insane. The Trump White House is now threatening Republican members of Congress, warning them that they better not vote for the Epstein files discharge petition or else. Republican Thomas Massie has brought this petition, and if they get enough signers, it will force a vote to release all of the Epstein files. Check this out from reporter Cami Mondeau, White House official giving a warning shot to any Republican who signs Representative Thomas Massie, a Republican by the way's discharge petition, telling me it would, quote, be viewed as a very hostile act to the administration. Full statement, helping Thomas Massie and liberal Democrats with their attention seeking, while the DOJ is fully supporting a more comprehensive file release effort from the Oversight Committee, would be viewed as a very hostile act to the administration. In other words, you better help me and my Department of Justice cover this up or else. So they now need 218 votes for the discharge petition. Every Democrat says that they are willing to support this. Right now, only 4 Republicans say that they are, including Thomas Massie himself, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Nancy Mace. You could see here Thomas Massie wrote, "Thank you to Rep. Boebert, Rep. MTG, Rep. Nancy Mace for signing the petition and standing up for the victims. Where are the men?" Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, wrote, "Republican men standing with Trump against the Epstein victims to maintain the cover-up." Let's be real, Trump already could not look guiltier if he tried, and now the fact that he is actually threatening Republican members of Congress takes it to a whole other level. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be streaming the press conference.
So, Nora, then why is Trump threatening people if there's nothing to hide?
Okay, so I'm standing with Trump because I don't care. Epstein's dead. Maxwell's in jail. If y'all ain't going to go after Clinton, the Obamas, everybody, I don't want to hear it. When y'all are ready to set federal charges against Clinton, we can talk. When y'all are ready to set federal charges against Obama for the cover-up, we can talk. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. What about the children that are hungry every day in this country? What about the healthcare, the cuts that are being made? What about, what about things that matter? What about the fact that our border was open for the last 4 years? I don't care. I don't care. I'm sorry for those girls. I'm going to pray for them every night, but I don't care. I don't care. That's the reality. There's bigger problems than going after people from 8+ years ago.
Since you don't care, let's hear from the victims.
Must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors? Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law. And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. Yes. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that. Because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us. Thank you.
So, Slim, I know basically the Republicans are tired of it. Do the survivors get to make their list? Do they get to talk about the perpetrators that put them in this situation?
They could just say what they need to say. I mean, we all talk about some files. Like, at the end of the day, I don't understand why you guys don't understand that this man was the president, right? And he ran on releasing a few files, including that. if he was implicated in any way, why would he do that? Why would he even consider that? And therefore, you guys actually had the keys to the car for 4 years, and you let the opposition that you guys hated so much win. Why didn't y'all release the file so he didn't win? And here we are talking about it now. That's the shit that kills me. So it ain't about considering shit. What it is if I'm the fucking president, I know that if I'm implicated in anything, I'm not a stupid motherfucker. You people think the man is dumb. He's not. He's far from stupid. He was the president before. He's far from that. And your boy got locked up on his watch. I don't understand why you guys forget this shit. I digress, man.
For sure. Well, I mean, basically, why it's basically coming out, a lot of the victims were upset because of, everything going on with Maxwell going to a smaller prison where they feel like it's a luxury resort. And I let the survivors speak for themselves.
President, if he could hear you right now about this, about the potential pardon, about the case, about all of this that's in the ether right now.
Would ask why he's putting so much attention on the criminals and why he seems to value them more than us.
Enzo, why is Trump valuing the criminals more, or is she wrong?
I don't think he's valuing the criminals more. I mean, she's still in jail, regardless if she's in a country club or locked down 23 hours a day. She's still in jail. Like, if he pardoned her, I'd have a problem with that, 100%. The fact of the matter is, he's not catering to it. This is just political theater. That's all this is. If we really cared, both sides of the fence, we would go after the names we've had for years. Keep saying it until fucking finally somebody does something about it in government. This is just, like, I'm sorry, like, I think it's just disrespectful to the victims, what they're doing. Like, yeah, you have some victims. You have what? There was like 10 in the video, and then what, another 12, 13 that showed up at the Capitol today? So let's say like 25 victims out of 1,000 at least. A couple of them went missing, unalived, right? Like, you're muddying the name of the people that don't want to come forward. How do we know how they feel about this? Because they're touting around this Epstein list to take down Trump, but not actually get justice for the ones who actually did something. That's what's really pissing me off. We care so much about the victims, but nobody's doing anything. We're not starting anywhere. We're like, okay, give me all of the files and then we will do something. Why? We have the breadcrumbs already. Keep following the breadcrumbs to get to the fucking loaf at this point. You'll get the big fish. You'll get the real the real perpetrators. Start it.
Well, what the MAGA people wanted to see is what this girl had to say about Bill Clinton, so I'll just play the clip.
I was living in California, a young woman with high aspirations of becoming an actress. I was already beginning to make a name for myself in the industry. A person I trusted, someone I thought was a friend, invited me to meet a powerful woman who could help advance my career. That woman happened to be Ghislaine Maxwell. I was asked to give her a massage, though I had almost no experience, and when I did, she praised me and promised introductions to someone enormously powerful, someone who could change the course of my life, and that man was Jeffrey Epstein. At first, I was an excited young woman on top of the world. Epstein flew me to his private island. He listened to my dreams, promised to help, but his promises came with a catch. The abuse began. He told me to keep it secret. He manipulated me with quid pro quo I did not consent to, but I felt I had no one to turn to. He was too powerful. I was just one of the many young women trapped in his orbit. I was even taken on a trip to Africa with former President Bill Clinton and other notable figures. In those moments, I realized how powerless I was. If I spoke out, who would believe me? Who would protect me? Epstein himself was the most powerful leader of our country. Epstein surrounded himself, with the most powerful leaders of our country and the world. He abused not only me, but countless others, and everyone seemed to look away. The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually. And while what I endured will haunt me forever, I live every day with PTSD. I live as a mother trying to raise my child while distrusting a world that has betrayed me. This kind of trauma never leaves you. It breaks families apart. It shapes the way we see everyone around us.
I thought she was going to say Bill Clinton, but Mia, how do you feel about her saying that Trump was like his biggest brag of the person that he bragged about, Jeffrey Epstein?
I mean, it's low-hanging fruit. I mean, Mac Miller used to rap about Donald Trump. Name one single rapper in the last 25 years that didn't name drop Donald Trump or Trump Towers or New York City or anything like that. It's wicked low-hanging fruit at this point in time. And she said that he name dropped him, but she didn't state anything else beyond that. As of right now, there is no physical evidence that ties the current president to Epstein Island or anything like that. I mean, we can dissect it, but as of right now, it's like beating a dead horse. Until we have actual literal proof, I mean, rape kits, I mean, legitimate proof that can be proven scientifically. I mean, there's nothing tying him to him. I mean, I feel bad for the victims because they deserve their time, but at the same time, nothing's ever going to come of this. I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell was always going to be moved. Her father literally produces the history books. Her sister produces programming for the DOD, the CIA, the FBI, and the DOJ. Most people don't understand how linked in this Maxwell family is, not just here in America, but in Europe. She was always going to be downgraded into like a better facility. I don't even think she had to sell out. That was always the plan. It wouldn't surprise me if some of these girls end up missing. I mean, you have that Anthony Weiner from New York, whoever viewed his laptop, all 9 of those police officers ended up dead within 10 years. I mean, we're never going to get a victims list because it's all defamation unless they can prove it. They can't say it. They can't write it down. None of those girls have the kind of money or the kind of clout to go against the men that they're even name dropping. Half of them are going to get a cease and desist from Hillary Clinton's team for mentioning Bill Clinton. It's all smoke and mirrors at this point in time. Nothing is ever going to come of this, and we might as well just let it go. Like I can't even believe they dropped Bill Clinton. I mean, the Clinton Foundation has disappeared like 60 people. The fact that they're even feeling secure enough to drop Bill Clinton's name is crazy to me. But that's a cease and desist happening. I'm sure they were served probably tomorrow morning. They'll get served for that. It's stupid. We're never going to get anything. Those girls are not powerful enough to go against the system, unfortunately. And they're never going to get the justice they deserve.
Well, you talked about her being able to go to a better facility, but this is what a victim brother had to say about her not being in a max prison.
She fought for every survivor who was silenced, doubted, or discarded. And she never backed down, even when the world tried to break her. Today we rally not only in her memory, but in solidarity with every survivor. We are here to say, we see you, we believe you, and we will not stop until justice is served. Because justice is not selective. It does not and must not bend to money, influence, or titles. We're here because every survivor deserves more than a headline. They deserve more than a single conviction. They deserve the full weight of the law behind them. Our demands are clear. Ghislaine Maxwell must remain in a maximum security prison for the rest of her life. No leniency, no deals, no special treatment. The Epstein documents must be unsealed. Every name, every detail, no more secrets, no more protection for those who preyed on the vulnerable. And finally, we demand full accountability from every enabler, every accomplice, every person in power who turned a blind eye. The justice system was not designed to serve the powerful. It was meant to protect the people. And it's time it started doing just that.
See, that's why Democrats are constantly disenfranchised with the justice system. It was never set up for the people. It was always set up to protect the elites and the 1%. Why do you think they have the best, why are they convicted the least? Why do they get away with everything? The Justice Department was never set up to be for the people, by the people, of the people. I mean, that's why people are constantly disappointed. You need to adjust your expectations.
So
I'm blown away. I'm blown away by like the powerlessness of the conversations. Okay, so are you talking about the most powerful people in the world? Yes or no? Okay, then why, if you're talking about the most powerful people in the world, I'm just saying they never talk about committing acts of violence to the most powerful people in the world. That's how you make your demands. Like, look, check it out. Hollywood, all these industries, we're not asking you for nothing. We are telling you this stops. All your behavior stops. We don't like the way it's going, and it's or else thing. But the tears, like you're gonna cry powerful people into prison. You're gonna cry the most powerful people in the world into a submissive position. Like, that's weak. These people violating you and doing something to you, and your reply back to them is tears, thoughts, and prayers. Like, come on, man, that's a joke. If you're really serious, applying pressure on these most powerful people in the world, then it's or else thing. And we will go to the fullest extent, even though you got more everything, more media, more guns, more everything. We don't care. It's up with us. But that's not how the public sounds, though. So none of this matters unless you are willing to apply the same type of pressure or make an attempt to, or else all that right there, that's just people watching stuff in the beauty salon, crying and passing sympathy back to each other. Nah, man, that's not how it works.
Doc, do you feel like the victim should have been contacted before she was moved from a max security prison to a more relaxed prison?
Nah, that's really none of the victims. I mean, it's not really none of the victims' business. Usually, maybe on release, I would see that being more of a victim thing, to contact the victims. But usually that goes on like whatever level of danger they feel like you are is where they put you at in prison. But my problem is a lot of the victims are saying like, yeah, I was abused. Why they don't come out and just like, I mean, they got the ball in their court. Why they don't just come out and say it like it is? Like she says, yeah, I was taken on the trip with Bill Clinton. Why she ain't say, yo, Bill Clinton asked for some box and I ain't want to give him none? You know what I'm saying? Like,
she doesn't want to end up like
keep it funky though. You already on TV. You already on TV putting yourself out there. When you saying stuff like, yeah, I was abused, that's so like,
right, go all the way.
That's a wide, that's a wide speculation of what certain people think is abuse. Like, yo, say, yo, Bill asked me for some blocks, drop that neck, and I was like, nah, Bill, I'm not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? And they threatened to throw me out the plane or something. You feel me? Like, from what they saying, everybody's saying like, oh, these people are so powerful, and it's just a lot. I guess a lot of people just afraid to, a lot of people to get down on their knees and be afraid to die. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. That's just,
Doesn't it feel like a little bit of pandering? Because you're right. They're not really saying specifics or anything. They're just stating very plainly insinuation. I would say plain insinuation. I rode the airplane with Bill Clinton to the island, insinuating that something potentially could have happened, alluding to it, but actually never saying, hey, this is what happened to me. This is my victim impact statement, and reading it for everybody to see.
Well, they aren't just picking Trump out of the blue. In this case, and I want to say Trump was accused, but he was never convicted. But this case is getting a big spotlight because of everything that's going on.
Basically had with me, and I was screaming. I never had before. It was my first time.
That's Katie Johnson, a pseudonym for the woman who claimed in 2016 that Trump when she was just 13 years old at Epstein's Manhattan residence in 1994. When she was set to speak to reporters about one of her lawsuits against the men, she abruptly backed out, citing multiple threats.
She has decided that she is too afraid.
Then she dropped the case entirely. Now the horrifying details of the anonymous woman's claims are resurfacing after Trump's refusal to release the Epstein files despite spending years promising he would. It's caused suspicion even from MAGA. In lawsuits, Johnson alleged she was recruited under false pretenses to Epstein's parties and forced to be a... That's when she says Trump forcibly her as she pleaded for him to stop. She even claimed that he threatened to kill her and her family if she ever told anyone what he and Epstein had done to her. It's important to note that none of Johnson's allegations have been proven in court and her identity has remained anonymous, making her claims hard to prove. But they're worth investigating given the numerous credible essay accusations against Trump, his public comments about young women and girls, and his close relationship with Epstein from the late 80s through the early 2000s. The two did have a falling out in 2004, but it wasn't about Epstein's illegal conduct. It was over a Palm Beach mansion bidding war. If anything has become clear in the years following Epstein's death, it's that the powerful can get away with almost anything in the US. The criminal justice system doesn't protect victims. It protects those with power time and time again. Not a single person involved with Epstein is currently in prison for their crimes against children, except for Ghislaine Maxwell. This isn't left versus right, it's up versus down, and we know what side Trump is on.
So Nora, Trump was accused, but he was never convicted. So does him being accused, does that any sign of guilt?
Well, Bill Clinton was caught getting his dick sucked in the White House and he was never convicted either. So I don't care. Like, this is what you guys are not getting. These people have been doing inappropriate things. You know how old Monica Lewinsky was at the time? She was a baby. She was 22 years old. Where's that smoke? Where's that energy? No, we don't have that. If you mention the Clintons' name, you will get blocked. You will get banned. Oh, and to answer your question, the reason why these girls don't want to come out is they don't want to get unalived. The main one that was being pranced around, we're being told that she committed suicide. She was hit by a bus and she did that to herself. It's bullshit. I don't believe it. And if I was those girls, I would shut my mouth. I would put my head down. I would go in therapy. I would get counseling. I would probably try to exploit and blackmail these people to give me money so I can at least live a comfortable life. I would be using my resources to get paid to shut up and be off living a comfortable life, because at the end of the day, they got sucked in by money anyway. So what's the difference? This is the other thing. Somebody said it, and I'm about to say a very harsh thing, but the whole story sound crazy. Someone said that they want you to come and give them a massage. I'm sorry. It's all bullshit. The only people I feel bad for are little children, little girls, anyone under the age of 18. Everybody else, I don't care. I'm sorry that happened. They're victims, yes, but to what extent do we hold people accountable? And also, to what extent do we hold Clintons accountable? To what extent do we hold our favorite celebrities accountable? Instead, what do? Oh, it was Trump. Trump was on the list. And again, I hold Trump accountable. Y'all saw I dragged Trump. I said, I think he's lying about his health. But in this situation, this is all smoke and mirrors. It's a distraction. Sorry, it really is. The only thing I care about is what country was having Epstein do this, who was putting him up to it. Everything else, I don't care about.
Well, a lot of people care about the victims, and this documentary actually went viral because of this is how people found out about Epstein Island.
Distinctly remember him smiling and enjoying the fact that he was doing this. He asked me to take my clothes off. I was trembling. I was so scared. He began to touch me. It quickly turned into an assault.
I was so young. Ghislaine woke me up in the morning and said, "You're going to meet a prince today." And Ghislaine said, "He's coming back to the house, and I want you to do for him what you do for Epstein."
Epstein walked out and said, "Oh, no. She's not here for you." And he said, "Come with me." And he escorted him into another office. And I was like, who's in there? And when he said, "Oh, I thought she was 16, I thought, is there a 16-year-old in there? There's hundreds of us that were preyed upon.
Jeffrey thought that we were disposable, and he threw us all away. And look who's still standing.
Slim, not to put you on the spot, but when you and Nora, y'all were quick to say, did he go to jail? Did he go to jail? What's the big difference with Trump?
Wait, I never said, did he go to jail? I said that was a bullshit case. Did I not, Slim? Remember?
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. There's videos of me standing out in front of the courthouse. I said it was a bullshit case.
Go ahead.
Like I said, they don't have no case on my boy. I ain't hear nothing about Trump's name in that clip. That was all about that piece of shit that we know about. And again, it's just another hoax on my boy, man, because at the end of the day, I just know so many people are praying for his downfall in any type of way, all the way down to him being unalive, which is sad. So that's why I'm rooting for him. And don't forget, he's also the same guy that put out a campaign for child trafficking in his first term and basically started finding a lot of children. But the media won't bring up that. I got a lot of videos. So next time, Gray, we should play those clips.
I'm under the mind though of Ken though. Like, I won't say that Trump is on the Epstein list. Like, I don't want to go that far, but I think for there to be such a small group of people, not saying they know exactly what's going on, but you don't hear nothing. You don't say. A lot of them people probably knew something about some of this stuff and mind their business because there was so much money involved, so much fame, notoriety, and they had so much at stake. I mean, it's a small club, but ain't no way you ain't hearing nothing.
Deviancy and proclivities is the initiation. So even you might not share that deviancy with somebody, but you all share them. It's the rite of passage. It's just not, I'm a great businessman, you're a great businessman. Like, get the fuck out of here. This is, I know a little bit about you, you know a little bit about me. Yours is a little left, mine's a little right. We're a part of the same thing, same club. And I'll say this too. The public does not care about these victims, because if the public cared about the victims, then the public would take their money away from Hollywood. The public would take their money away from sports. The public would take their money away from entertainment. No, it's just a salacious story while people keep the same entertainment. Thanksgiving is going to come up. Are the public going to boycott? No. Christmas is going to come up. Is the public going to boycott? No. The 4th of July, Miami's cracking. Texas, Houston is cracking. Atlanta is cracking. If the public really cared about the victims, you would look at the people that are in the industries that are supposedly on the list and turn your back on those industries until you feel like what you consider justice is served. But they don't give a damn about these people, because if you do, your behavior would change. And everybody's behavior is pretty much staying the same. So they don't care about these girls.
And I think it's worth mentioning that all of these allegations and all of these court cases and whatnot outside of Ghislaine, they're all civil. They're all civil. Even the young woman whose story we just heard, hers was civil. Everything is civil, which means they have no proof. The burden of proof is so loose in civil court. It's like heresy. Civil court shouldn't even be a thing. It's
that's
like
not
the
true.
witch
They're not all civil, because Ghislaine Maxwell wouldn't have been convicted. There was a legal like prosecution or criminal
right. And I said with the exception of her, all of the other ones are civil. So like the ones against Trump obviously are civil. Everything is civil. So that there's no real burden of proof there. You don't really have to bring anything with civil court. You could just say, I talked to my therapist, and your therapist can write whatever they want, sign off on it. And it's that's not proof to me. I want rape kits. I want video footage. I want audio footage. I want fingerprints. I want a dress with only one semen sample. I want science. If you can't provide science, it did not happen. And that's the problem. That's why 99% of the public does not feel bad for those girls, and they don't care, is because none of those girls have come forward with real scientific proof, irrefutable proof. DNA is irrefutable. Every single person's DNA is unique to each other. Our fingerprints are all unique. Our toe prints are all unique. And none of those people brought any actual real proof. And that's why most people don't care about them. And that's why this is all smoke and mirrors, because they really don't have an actual criminal case to stand on.
Well, Cassie case with Diddy started off civil. We saw how that turned out. But
she was forced. The feds forced her, though. She was forced. The feds told her she had to do that. She didn't actually want to do that. She was forced by the feds. So in her defense, it's not like she was complicit. The feds basically told her, you have to do this or else. And when the feds tell you while you're pregnant, if you have to do this or else, you're going to do what the feds do, because she wants to live a quiet life. She was forced by the federal government to testify. She didn't willingly do that. She had no choice, or she could go to jail.
Well, the Republicans want a video, so I'm going to play a video for them.
Learned in my 2.5 years that it is impossible to put yourself in the head of the Republican majority and the leaders of the Republican Party. They continue to come up with different ways of caving to Donald Trump, of doing whatever he wants. Mike Johnson shut down Congress a week early because he didn't even want to deal with these Epstein files. But the fact of the matter is this is a cover-up. This is a massive cover-up. They're not just stonewalling. They're trying to do it through charades and sleight of hand, so to speak. But they are covering something up. This Donald Trump was hot to trot, and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino were leading the charge to release the Epstein files. Now, all of a sudden, they don't want them released. They are trying to hide something. And by releasing these documents, most of which have been released before, others will not have any relevant information. My suspicion is that the Oversight Committee is colluding with the Department of Justice. If you look at a resolution, an alternative resolution they're going to present this week, it does not call for the witness statements. It gives all sorts of, goes through many different sections, types of information that should be released.
I'm just messing with you guys.
How is that for the Republic? All of the chat, W chat.
I gotta say, watching Speaker Johnson try to walk this tightrope where he's like, I know what the base wants. I know what the MAGA base wants. They want this to keep going. They want more answers, and then trying to also, protect his guy Donald Trump. Just watching him try to strike this balance here is really because Donald Trump doesn't want the information released. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want to
protect him. Protect him from what?
Donald Trump wants this to go away. But the MAGA base does not.
I just want to know what you think he needs to be protected from.
From this information coming out.
What information?
From the information from DOJ.
About what, though? What would he need protection from?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I want you to go ahead and make the allegation in front of the American people here.
Okay. The bottom line is Donald Trump would like for this not to be.
You don't have the guts to do it.
He would like for the Epstein drama to not be in the news every single day, which is why he's deflecting by putting the National Guard in different cities and trying to get in fights with governors and mayors across the country, when the bottom line is this is what the MAGA base wants. Speaker Johnson can adjourn Congress, way too early than they should have been adjourned to try to avoid this. But now they're coming back and they have to face, this challenging fracture within the MAGA base that we've seen happen over the course of the last few months.
There's no fracture in the Republican Party over this. And I don't know what they're going to do.
Does anybody know Alex Reed? Is that somebody's friend? In the comments.
That's my friend. That's my new friend. He has my back tonight. He has the Republicans' back. He's calling you out.
Alex.
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alex, that was for you. That was Scott Jennings. He's a Republican, and she basically refused to say that Trump was guilty. But go ahead, Enzo.
I just think this whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit. I mean, to the last clip that you played, them talking about the whole Katie Johnson case. Sorry, straight up, chick didn't even know what the hell she was talking about with that case, because that was thrown out of 2 different courts for procedural reasons and lack of evidence. Then they cited that she was threatened, but they found no credible evidence to even investigate that whatsoever. That video that was played has been debunked more ways to Sunday than I can count. It is literally one of the fakest videos of all time. And to this day, even the lawyers in that case, because they never got any information from a single person, they got secondhand information within that case, to the point where some of the lawyers were even questioning if Katie Johnson, the pseudonym for Jane Doe in that case, is even a real person. So just a bunch of bullshit. I have Epstein fatigue at this fucking point. Like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing Epstein. I say it all the time. Who the fuck is Epstein? Like, I'm so done hearing about this guy when nothing is going to happen to anybody, regardless whatever name comes out. Like I said, if y'all want justice, start at the beginning. If you're not going to start at the beginning, then respectfully shut the fuck up and move on with your life. We got bigger issues in America to deal with than this stuff.
Let me give the Republicans their clip. I'm going to use the one that Enzo sent because I don't want to seem like I'm one-sided.
You have to ask, and I know, and it's just something that I think we're compelled to at this moment, with the attention on President Trump, with these questions around a pardon. Did anybody see or hear of the president himself doing anything inappropriate as it related to Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
Are you guys happy now? You guys got your clip. Nobody ever said that, you know, that Trump actually did anything. Slim, I see you celebrate. So nobody ever said he did it, but Epstein had over 1,000 victims. So I know you guys saying this. I agree with you guys. Any criminal case, I wouldn't want a person to say they did it in real life, whether they did it. A public figure, I don't really care because it's like you're a public figure, it's automatically going to happen.
I don't know, man. I'm going to say like this. Scott Jennings be cooking y'all Democrats. I'm going to say that right now. I love Scott Jennings. CNN and Republicans don't really mix. So next time you play those clips, be careful. The second thing I want to say is that was like 12 seconds of the clip you played, bro. Like,
yeah.
You don't be showing us no love. You like, here you go. We gonna give you a little taste. I'm not trying to be one-sided, but here you go. We get a little sprinkle of this. Yo, that shit like 8 seconds of a clip. We don't get no love, but it's cool, man.
Listen, it's up to you guys to figure out stuff. Even if I gave y'all a Republican right now, it's still not gonna help you guys. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking down. So it's nothing I can find to help you guys with your case. If I could have,
his algorithm.
We don't need help.
Algorithm slip.
We don't need
That's
help.
what it
The
is.
Democrats are failing. What do you mean they're help? You guys are barely holding on. They're negative money. No people signing up. We don't need help. It's okay.
So do you agree that Marjorie Taylor Greene is like one of the faces of like MAGA? Because to me, when I think about MAGA, I think about her, Matt Gaetz, and Trump. So you don't feel like she's like a big MAGA person?
I don't feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene is MAGA. Honestly, I feel like when it comes to Republicans, I really feel like she's conservative. She breaks with MAGA all the time and she stands on 10 toes constantly. She's not backed by AIPAC or any sort of Israeli money at all. I think her and Massey might be one of the only real conservatives we have in Congress right now. That is 100%. Money is only coming from Americans. She's not bought by foreigners. She has no problem breaking with her party and standing on 10 toes. She don't care. She'll give interviews with her opinion. She doesn't care. And that's what I like about her. She breaks with the Republican MAGA party all the time. So I feel like she's probably the only real conservative, her and Massey.
Well, I feel like the Republicans tired of talking about this, so I'll play a little piece of what she said, and then I'll play I'm gonna play what she said first.
This is my 5th year in Congress, and this is the largest press conference that I've seen since I've been here. And this is because this is an issue that matters so much to Americans. This is an issue that doesn't have political boundaries. It's an issue that Republicans and Democrats should never fight about. As a matter of fact, it's such an important issue that it should bring us all together. It's grieved me to watch the arguments and debates take place among my colleagues and even the administration. I think this is something that was worth fighting for. You see, the women behind me.
So she said that, and I want to show this last clip before we do the final thoughts, because this is a left-wing thing that happened that I actually didn't agree with.
After you. Come on. After you. After you. Hello.
We're here with the folks to see the Congresswoman.
Yeah. She's not available right now. I'm so sorry about that.
Is she in?
You guys can contact her office at a different time if you guys would like a meeting with the Congresswoman.
Well, can we leave word for her?
Sure, you guys can pass along the comment.
Yeah, we would like to make sure that she knows that we need to get Donald Trump impeached and out of office. Okay. My name is Carlos Alvarez and I'm the founder of American Opposition. I'm sure you've seen the protests on the streets and the Tesla boycott and all of that. We were one of the organizations that started that. This is Jessica Denson with the removal commission.
So I'm going to have to ask you to stop recording. This is a private office.
Yes, and we're here to see the Congresswoman.
You're not residents of our district and you haven't requested
Yes, well, we're here requesting a meeting.
Well, again, your group is still recording. If you continue to record,
Well,
we're going to have to contact the Capitol Police.
Okay.
No problem.
Do you know when we can get her or be back?
No, I don't.
Okay. I mean, we're here. We have
Where are you from?
I'm the founder of American Opposition.
So basically, Don Lemon and a bunch of people stormed this guy's office asking for Trump's impeachment. But see, I can say, hey, I don't agree that they did that to storming somebody's office the same way I don't agree with them sending soldiers in the street. So I can be on both sides if it makes sense. But great show, guys. You know, I know for the right, this was a tough time. I know y'all tired of it, but it was the #1 trending thing. So let's go ahead and get to the final thoughts. Doc, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, I guess I want to reiterate that billionaire club is a very small group, whether that's Democrats or Republicans. I think all of those dudes are taking advantage of the country. I think all of those dudes have been involved in that sort of activity. And I think all of those people are protecting each other regardless of political affiliation or alliances. And we got to figure out as a people what we want to do about that to change that situation. And glad to see everybody made it. Shout out to everybody in the chat and have a good night.
For sure. Slim?
Yeah, man, great show once again. I just want to tell everybody, man, we got a long ride ahead of us. We got like another 3 years of what's going to happen. I believe in the president. I know it's going to be a lot of hate no matter what. As long as you're trying to do something positive, there's always going to be hate. So don't let them steal your shine. And it's okay for people not to like you. That's fine. Don't get emotional about that shit. Keep on moving. Keep getting your money. Keep taking care of your family. So with that being said, 85 Slim on all platforms. Peace.
For sure. Let me do my promotion. If you're watching right now, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell to know when we go live. Mia, what's your final thoughts?
So my final thoughts, first and foremost, definitely do follow the new party and also follow us. You can find me mostly on TikTok and X at It's Mia Not Maya. Also here on YouTube, It's Mia Not Maya. And we do this Monday through Thursday. So definitely please do subscribe. Please do follow us, especially if you're interested. A lot of us have other content outside of Jeffrey Epstein. And to address some of the comments, I feel like I'm taking a page out of Kamal's. I think we need to stop perpetuating a race war and start understanding that it's a class war. It is always going to be us versus them. It is always going to be the 1% elites versus the 99% of us. So stop bringing up race and start bringing up class, because it is always going to be a class war. I'll end with that.
Ken, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, my final thoughts is I always thought it was power to the people. So whatever political issues that the people have, if you're not willing to apply pressure back to the people that you have a problem with, it's no use of talking. Like, thoughts and prayers don't take people out of power, right? Thoughts and prayers don't hold governments accountable. Thoughts and prayers don't get billionaires to move, right? What does get billionaires to move is your potential to commit violence, if you're really on that, right? But if you can't do that, the best thing you can do is change your behavior. So it doesn't matter crying about these institutions. The NFL season starts next week. Everybody's going to be glued in. Then right after that, NBA, then the World Series. So the public has kept their consumption for the same systems that they're complaining and blaming about that are unjust. You have to be willing to suffer to hold these people accountable. And if you're not, then just let them do what they do.
Benzo.
So this was a great episode. No, I'm tired of the Mr. E talk. Mr. E talk. It's just been, I guess I got E fatigue at this point. Nothing is gonna happen. No one's gonna get charged with anything. Don't know why. Everybody just wants the smoking gun of Donald Trump to start investigating. Sorry, Dems, this is why your guys' polls are in the shit. Your representatives, your city mayors. This is why you guys are polling the worst you've ever been, because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug ass face on every single day, stating, you guys lost. You're never going to get the files you want. Trump's never going to be arrested for quote unquote being a Petri idiot. You live in the world of delulu and speculation when it comes. Come back to reality. Maybe stop being woke and become awake.
For sure. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the cast. I would say basically to people, definitely don't let politics come in between you and other people. Like you guys can probably get to the same page. You probably all actually want the same thing. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Florida vaccine mandate is no longer in effect. So that means you can go to school, you can go do a sport or whatever, be around people, and you don't have to get a vaccine. So they'll be tomorrow. Nora will be hosting that. Like we always said, a new party, always vote. Have a good